Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video, we're going to have a bit of a news roundup from the PTR, similar to what we did last week. None of these really have enough to do a whole video on themselves, so we'll just kind of highlight three things that I found to be worth noting for this 9.1 roundup. We're going to start off with the most interesting thing to me. Blizzard is adding a dungeon teleport if you complete plus 20 mythic dungeon in time in 9.1. So previously, the only in-game reward structure is to get Keystone Master, so plus 15 in each. This is up in the ante a little bit, quite a bit, and timing plus 20s will now give you dungeon teleports. This is a returning feature. It used to be like hard modes or something like that before. You would get teleports, something like that. I can't remember. I think it was a miss or something when I didn't really play. So you're going to get teleports back, and this is kind of cool. A lot of people are really excited about this. It's going to be quite hard, for an average player to do a plus 20 on time. But this is probably more for the high-end players, so I guess a little bit of reward to them. But it's something to work towards if you are more of a casual player. Maybe it's really hard for you to time a 14-15. Maybe you can work really hard to time a plus 20 and get a dungeon unlock. If not all of them, maybe you can get some of them unlocked. I talked about reward structures coming for Mythic Plus. I think most people did. Or we're talking about that once they announce a score system coming into the game. I expect there to be at least eventually other rewards as well, if not already in this patch. It'll probably be some tentative rewards based on your score, this plus 20 thing, and then I imagine maybe even like a top 1% or whatever people get a special reward, some elite thing, kind of like for PvP. I imagine they're mostly going to structure it kind of after how PvP does their thing, and with these little caveats of having dungeon teleports and whatnot mixed in as well. So very cool here. This is very highly accepted. There will be people saying that that's too hard. Plus 20 is too hard. It's not fair. All that kind of stuff. I think it hits about right. Plus 15 is quite easy if you have the gear to do it. Obviously, you need the gear to do it, right? So plus 20 does require you to have the best gear, which requires you to play the game quite a bit. And I don't know. I think it's kind of fine. I think I would have been fine if it was some arbitrary number like 18 as well, timed. But I think 20 is probably okay, and so I'm just fine with it. I think it's cool, and I look forward to hopefully some more rewards that feel a bit more rewarding to me. I don't really care about the teleports that much. I think it's neat, but I'd rather get like an elite set or something like that, or something else that's cool. All right, let's move on to the second thing in this roundup, and that's going to be the armor sets that were released. So we'll kind of go through these really quickly. So we have the cloth set, which basically I kind of like the heroic. I like the mythic. Don't really care for the regular PvP. I really like the elite PvP set for cloth. Leather, I don't really like this look for leather. It's obviously a rogue look. Doesn't really fit with any of the other leather classes. Maybe monk, I guess you could say. The golden one's pretty cool. Maybe some people like the mythic one. I don't really like it. And then the elite, I kind of like the elite, honestly. It fits with the expansion, at least. For the male set, I think they're all pretty decent, with the heroic one being the best. And then the elite set being pretty good. Plate, overall, again, kind of like the male, really good, except for, the LFR is really blah, but the normal's really good, heroic's really good, and mythic is quite good. And then I like the elite set, once again, for the same reason, kind of fits the theme of them all. They also have the weapons released, everything's released, if you're interested in looking at what the gear could look like. This is not too surprising. The art team normally does a great job. They have a very high batting average. There's a few in here that are very lackluster. They're just recolors, though, so they're just trying to design cool armor and then put cool colors on it, and they're probably trying to make the coolest one it honestly looks like they try to make the coolest one heroic, so it's obtainable by more people, but then trying to make a little bit special for the mythic ones or the elite sets. Seems to be what they go for these, and then the LFRs tends to be quite blah. But yeah, so these are really cool though overall. Definitely looking forward to it. I think I really like the set from Nathria as well, the plate set at least, the mythic plate set. I actually use that now for my character, the set. I got the shoulders. I don't have the helm yet from the Nathrius, but hopefully I'll be able to get that helm and complete the set because it's actually quite nice for the mythic plate set in Castle Nathria. So good job by Blizzard, the art team, really knocking it out of the park once again. The last thing we're going to touch on real quick here is flying in this patch. So typically we have a Pathfinder thing we have to do. Now everyone just kind of assumed that this was going to be, instead of Pathfinder, it was going to be finish your Covenant campaign and then you get flying. So like a month or two into the patch, maybe 3 months into the patch, it's because it's all time gated, maybe you'd get your flying. That is not the case. It's actually pretty early. It's the 3rd chapter, so I don't know if that's going to be the 3rd week or whatever, but somewhere around there, probably around the 3rd week, you'll actually be able to get your flying unlocked just from doing your Covenant stuff. So while no, it's not day 1 flying, it is pretty early. It's earlier than it's been in a very long time. I mean, since the Pathfinder stuff started, it's definitely the earliest. So definitely looking forward to this. I've seen some people playing on PTR with the flying, and it's pretty cool. Like, people are exploring some cool stuff. Again, the art team, design team, whatever, they do a great job, and you can really sometimes emphasize that with the flying. Yes, you might find some stuff that's not completely finished or completely great as well, but overall it's like it's a pretty freaking cool zones. Once you have flying, you can kind of appreciate a little bit better, I think. As someone who kind of doesn't mind looking around, like when I'm on flight pass and stuff, I've kind of already noticed that. But if you AFK on flight pass, or you just have people summon you everywhere, you'll get a new appreciation for it perhaps. And then the last thing I want to mention is it's not really a topic, but I actually haven't been able to get on the PTR. It's been really buggy. They canceled the raid testing, the 2nd day of raid testing, because the PTR is so buggy. I haven't been able to get on at all. I was able to test a couple things for Rep Paladin stuff, but since like that first day of getting on it, I haven't really been able to get on. Unfortunately, I did get on one other day, and I should have just went and finished all the campaign stuff that I could do, but I kind of wasted it by kind of exploring around and stuff. But yeah, I'm hoping to get on the PTR. Haven't been able to get on basically all week for the most part, and play through everything and keep up to date, not only with the lore and the storyline and everything like that and the systems, but also for Rep Paladin stuff as well. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. That's about it for this video. I'll round up 9.1 news. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel because it helps me out so much. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.